We're solving for these two equations here by factoring. All right, so the first question is 2x to the fourth power minus 8x to the second power equals to 0. So what's really happening here? So the first thing we got to do is to factor these problems if possible all the time. Do we have anything in common? Greatest common factor for these two, right? So we have 2 here and then 4 here. So what can we do? 2 can be in common for those two, correct? So we can have 2 out. Now, how about the variables? X to the fourth, x to the second. We said this before. Whichever is the smallest power is always your greatest common factor. So between x to the second and x to the fourth, x to the power 2 is the smallest one. So that would be the greatest common factor automatically. All right? Then we can divide both of them by 2x to the second, 2x to the second. And then what's going to happen after that? So what's going to happen is then we're going to have 2 out. X to the fourth divided by x to the second is x to the second. Okay, minus 2 goes into 8 how many times? 4 times. All right? And then x second out. Both of them are out. And this one is equal to 0. So now we end up with 2 factors here. One factor which is 2x to the second, and the other factor which is x squared minus 4. And then that means you have 2x to the second equals to 0. And then you have x to the second minus 4 equals to 0. Okay, so you split them up like that. So what's going to happen? So this one is going to be then, so 2 to x to the second power equals to 0 is what? Is 0. Okay, so that means what number to second power give you 0? Is 0. 0 to second power. 0, 0 times 2 is 0. So that is 0. Okay, so x is going to be 0. Okay, so it doesn't matter. If this were to be x to the third power equal to 0, it's going to be 0. X to the fourth power equals to 0 is going to be 0. Okay? Now, when it comes to this one, x to the second minus 4 equals to 0, this one is a different, difference 2 squares, right? So that's a property that we already know. So this one can be written as x minus 2 times x plus 2. That is equal to 0. Or somebody could have said x squared equals to 4 and then square root it and get the answer as well. So that's just the same thing. So in this case, we have x minus 2 equals to 0, and we have x plus 2 equals to 0. Okay, and then this one's going to give us what? X equals to positive 2, and then this one is x equals to negative 2. So we end up with x equals to 0, and x equals to 2, and x equals to negative 2. All right? So this is how we end up with that problem there. Okay? So now let's say we have x to the third power minus 4x equals to 0. So what's happening here? So for this one, same thing, we got to find out if we have anything in common for those two expressions. What do we have? We have x. I see x, right? So x comes out as a greatest common factor. So I divide by x and x because remember, the one with the smallest power is always the greatest common factor. Okay? So x to the third divided by x. Remember when we're dividing, we subtract the power. So it's going to be 3 minus 1 because there's an invisible 1 there. That's how we get it, x to the second power. And then this one, x out, we end up with minus 4, and this one equals to 0. Okay? So then we have 2 factors, one which is x, the other one which is x squared minus 4. So we have x equals to 0, and we have x squared minus 4 equals to 0. So those are the 2 factors that we have. So this one, there's nothing we can do about it. That's one answer, that's one solution there. Now when it comes to this one, so what we can do here, we can just do plus 4 both sides. And then what happens, this one is x to the second equals to positive 4. Okay? And then solving for x, what do? We just take square root of both sides. All right? And then we end up with x equals to plus minus 2. Okay? So we end up with x equals to positive 2, and then we have x equals to negative 2. So we have this one, we have this one, and we have the third one. So those are the 3 solutions that we have in this case over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing very well. Okay? Thank you.